Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. There's no Member of Parliament who would dispute that the crucial importance of safe and secure school premises, or in fact all vital buildings, whether that's hospitals or courts or prisons, and that they require adequate government investment. And I will return to this. But implicit in today's motion is an allegation that the Conservative government has failed on education and has failed children more broadly, and that is a charge that I do not accept. And neither, in fact, do some of Labour's most revered figures. Philip Collins, writing in The Times just this Monday, said, "The core case for this government would be in education. Its emphasis on academic knowledge has been salutary. The Conservative free school programme created productive experiments in school improvement." I digress slightly to say that's something I can attest to because I sent my own kids to a free school. He continued, "The focus on phonics to teach reading, introduced in 2010 by the schools minister, has worked. In 2012, 58% of Year 1 children achieved the expected reading level. By 2019, that had increased to 82%. You're now familiar with hearing that the Progress in International Reading Literacy Study, an international 5-yearly assessment, ranked the United Kingdom 4th globally and 1st in the Western world for child literacy. Through Ofsted, we've seen the number of schools that are good or outstanding increase from 2/3 in 2010 when we came to office to 90% today. Time is limited, so I won't go on, but the reality is that the quality of children's education has never been higher than it is because of the reforms of this Conservative government. Now, coming on to buildings specifically, I wanted to say one thing. There were good things about Labour's Building Schools for the Future programme. There's a school, St Bart's, in my constituency that was rebuilt as a result of it, and I want to pay credit to them for that. But the PFI programme was badly lacking. It is not in dispute that the National Audit Office said that the result of those school buildings, that they were 1/3 more expensive than they needed to be. The Independent James Review said in 2011, building schools for the future had an approach that, with hindsight, was too consuming, too expensive, and it did not reach the schools with the greatest need fast enough. So it was right when we came to office, given the dire state of the public finances at the time, that that particular scheme was shelved. And I know, actually, I just have to refer back to the note that was left by the member for Birmingham Hodge Hill. I know it does the round of social media, and I know that Labour MPs groan, but it still blows my mind that a senior member of the last Labour government thought that it was a joke that they had run the public finances down in that way, that the interests of the public were secondary, somehow derisory to the primary objective, which was thumbing their nose at the incoming Conservative government who just won a general election. Now, I completely disagree that the Conservatives have put nothing in the place of that programme. In my own constituency, in the 3.5 years I've been in, a brilliant new primary school, Highwood Copse, has opened in the south of Newbury. 2 primaries, Francis Bailey and Whiteland Park in Thatcham, have had significant funds for a badly needed overhaul. 2 of the secondaries, Trinity, Park House, actually Kennet, I could add, have also received significant funds. And John O'Gaunt, in fact, there's only one secondary that hasn't received money. John O'Gaunt, a secondary in Hungerford, is one of the 239 schools selected for funding from the government's £1.8 billion school rebuilding programme in September. I have watched school premises in my constituency significantly improve, so I know that the money is there. Now, in the final section of my speech, I just want to align myself with the remarks of the Chair of the Select Committee. When announcements come late in the holidays, I know from working closely with my heads that they really do need information and transparency. I respect the Secretary of State for taking a difficult decision in the light of information that became available. But what I would say is that the information that was published today actually reveals a more positive picture than was first feared. Of the 156 schools are they're less than 0.5%, I think, of the total of 22,000 schools in this country. Over 100 of them are already back and running with face-to-face teaching. Only 4 are currently online. I don't like online teaching. It didn't work for my kids very well. But I understand from what the Prime Minister said that it's days or weeks until there will be. So I asked the Secretary of State for transparency and a clear timeline from those schools going forward. And I simply close by saying this. The Shadow Secretary of State for Education said it is the symbol of 13 years of a Conservative government is children cowering under concrete blocks. The enduring image of 13 years of a Conservative government is higher levels of academic excellence than have ever been achieved by any government and would be impossible under anyone other than the Conservative.